What is up, everybody? Michael Espinosa, the Sightless Senshi here. You've noticed I have changed my YouTube channel name. That I will get into at some point later, I'm sure. I just wanted something a little bit more, I guess, catchy and memorable and easy to search for. There, I've gotten into it, and that's the explanation. Anyway, I thought I would delight everybody with an action figure review today. Break it up a little bit. Done some lockpicking videos, haven't reviewed a figure in a little while. So I just got a box in the mail recently. I have opened this to give it a look and make sure it wasn't a bootleg figure. I got a bootleg of this one already, and it was a mess. The head didn't stay attached. I guess you could argue that was some really realistic battle damage, but given what it came from, that would be a little silly. Anyway, let's do a review of this figure. Let's get this thing open, shall we? Let's do this. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. That's overkill. Let's do this. See, you just need your hand. It's that easy. Which is what she said. Oh God. I'm not editing that out. Anyway, what we have here is Sailor Uranus. Pretty Guardian Sailor Uranus. Or should I say Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Uranus. So yeah, Senshi, there you go. Just like the username there. Senshi is Japanese. I believe it means either guardian, warrior, or soldier. Something kind of synonymous between the three. It does not mean pretty Sailor Scout. So that's not where that came from. It's where that came from. Anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at this figure, though. This is Sailor Uranus, and I'm pretty happy with it. This is Bandai Tamashii. Really good box, as always. They always do a fine job on the box. The bootlegs, I wish I still had it with me, because I would love to show the quality difference. This box is nice and smooth and all that. I did have to cut the seal. There's a little sticker seal. I did have to cut it on that side so I could get the box open, but, I mean, the seals are all there. Here's the back, if anyone wants to like pause and look at that, I guess. There is the other seal on this side. Did not cut that one. Anyway, yeah, let's get her open and let's see what she is like, shall we? So the packaging on this one is a little bit different from some of the original Sailor Moon figures. You do have the stand back here, but it's just the base plate for the stand. The rest of it is actually inside the box. Whereas on previous Sailor Scouts, you would actually have the base plate and all of the stand components in this package here. That would be the base plate and then the armature and the little claw for gripping onto the waist. That would all be back here. I don't know why they decided to change it and put some of the pieces in the box. I don't really have any opinion on that, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, so let's get her open. Let's have a look at what we got here. I think we've done all we can with the box. I'm going to move over to the desk here and get her opened up so we can have a look at what all is inside. Alright, so you got a top layer of plastic. Comes off pretty easily. Like all these, they're kind of like clamshelled in or like sandwiched into 2 layers of plastic. I'm just going to set that aside for right now. Over here, where hopefully my cat won't get to them, which of course means she will. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the figure herself. So this is Sailor Uranus. Right off the bat, I'm really happy with how sturdy the joints feel. They are very small joints, but they actually do feel pretty sturdy. You can get a pretty steep degree of articulation out of this, and it's not like double joint quality, but honestly, it's pretty close. Like, that is pretty impressive. It goes pretty deep. You can't get it to go like totally, almost totally flush or anything like that, like, up completely like so. It stops at about there. But, I mean, that's fine. It's really good for what you're getting. Wrist articulation is pretty solid. Let's see, you can do in, out, in and out. I actually did those in the wrong order. I said in when I was going this way. Anyway, point being, you can do that. You can rotate laterally. It's a ball joint, so that's great. Ball joints on both wrists. I recently had to replace the wrist joints on my Sailor Jupiter because they actually broke, and so I had to replace them with some Revoltech joints, and that actually worked out really well, and they're much sturdier than they were on the Tamashii figure, but this one actually seems to have pretty decent joints. Now let's look at the rest of her. So we've got, of course, the uniform. Everything's pretty much, that's all standard issue. Nothing's really changed on that, nothing really unique, and that's fine. It's not really supposed to be. This little shoulder cuff is kind of loose at the top here, a little sleeve that can come off if you remove the arm. That seems like that could come off kind of easily. But yeah, it's not bad. The head is good. You can, up, down, side to side, rotation. It's a ball joint. And these, much like the previous ones, you can swap out their faces with other faces. The box comes with accessories. Let me show you that real quick. Right here, you've got a bunch of different face plates you can swap out with a couple different expressions on them. You also have some of the pieces for the stand. And I believe are back here. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, those are... Yeah, I think they are in here. Or somewhere. Anyway. Oh, no, the stand pieces are down here. They're underneath it. Never mind. That's... you got a little stand arm in the box. Anyway, what's really weird about this is you get this thing right here. It's all of her different hands. You can put them all on, swap them all out. But they're all on this central piece of plastic. This hand tree, if you will. I feel like that should be some sort of like Lovecraftian horror, like a hand tree, like some sort of weird eldritch, I don't know, something out of the weird realms of chaos. Anyway, let me dig in here and get, well, you know what, let me get back to the figure. I'll talk about the stand and accessories here in a minute. So figure is nice and tall. Sailor Uranus is the tallest of the Sailor Senshi, and they actually scaled her up appropriately. She has, exceedingly long legs, which I think make up most of her additional height. But she is proportional. She's not, they didn't disfigure it in that way. Thing is, the uniform skirt and such seem like they're still about the same size as they would be on one of the smaller figures. Like, not to scale, like they still seem pretty small. So that makes it feel like way smaller than it actually is, I guess. I don't know. Just because she has very long limbs. Shoes are pretty cool. She got the little, heel... got a little heel going on, which is cool. I haven't tried making her stand up on her own, but I'm sure she can. Foot articulation is good. You can bend the, bend the ankle downward. It's a ball joint, but also I believe it is a little bit of a rocker joint. Let me see there. Yep, yeah, so you can actually twist the foot a little bit to make it a bit of a rocker joint. But it also goes up and down, which is really nice, and side to side without rocking. Knee joints, I've never loved the way the knee joints look in the back. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. I don't really love that hinge, but I still think it's way better than the Sailor Moon Crystal Sailor Moon, which has just these really ugly knee joints. And the joint can bend pretty good. I mean, that's, again, it's not double jointed, but it could be worse. And is it double jointed? I honestly can't even tell. There's kind of a exposed thing here, so... I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it feels like that might actually be a bit of a double joint. Not really sure on that one. That might just be a single joint, but just with a weird attachment point. Anyway, oh, and look, the arms come off, just like I said when I was talking about that. Just a little bit of force on it, and it popped right off. Let me go and see if I can get that reattached real quick, and we'll get back to reviewing the figure. Like I said, that felt really effing loose. That's not a bad thing that the arm came off. You can actually attach a different set of arms, which I'll show you here in a minute. Geez, that is kind of tricky to get on there with the little shoulder sleeve, though. It blocks out a lot of the ball joint. Let's see, come on, you. So you have to kind of be careful how you get it on there, because the joint makes it or the little shoulder kind of sleeve makes it a bit hard to get at, but I got it. She's back on. She's good. So yeah, bear that in mind. This arm, or the arms, can come off pretty easily, but there are other arm attachments, so that's not necessarily meaning it's broken or anything's wrong with it. Really quick, I want to do a size comparison. I have a Sailor Jupiter right over here, and she is the tallest of the inner Senshi, while Uranus is the tallest of all of them, and I want to see if they're actually sized differently, and it looks like she is a little tiny bit taller. So let's compare these two. We have Jupiter and Uranus, and I think she actually is a teeny bit taller, and that's appropriate. She's supposed to be. Yeah, so that's cool. They did do her to scale, as they should have. Jupiter is definitely the tallest of the inner ones, and Uranus is the tallest altogether, so that worked out really nicely. Let me show you one of her accessories that I'm really happy with. I've already swapped out her right hand earlier, and the arm came off again. Wow, this is... I'm glad y'all are seeing this, because that should give you some indication of what you can look forward to if you buy this. I'm still happy I have it, but I kind of wish that would stay on a little better. Disappointing. Let me go ahead and try and get that arm back on yet again so I can show you the accessory I want to show you. See, when you jam the joint back in, the problem is that it just moves the ball. The ball is really loose in its socket, so the arm just tends to pop right back out, or not go on at all, just mashes it instead of actually locking onto it. Let's see. Come on, stay, you little cinchy arm. Okay, good. So far, it's staying. I just won't breathe near it anymore, and we should be fine. Anyway, so I've changed out her hand to a grip hand versus her left hand, which is the one they come with standard, which is more that kind of open palm fingers together thing. And the reason I did that is so that I can show you one of her accessories, which is, I think, my favorite of all the Sailor Scout accessories. Let me get that out of there. Get on out of there, you. And it escapes me. There we go. She does come with her sword, which I think is a pretty cool sword. And I can get her to hold it. Let's see if we can do that without taking the arm off. And we can so far. Hooray. So there you go. She comes with her sword. She can hold the sword. That's pretty nice. She comes with a few different hands that are in kind of a gripping position, but they actually feel kind of the same. So I don't know if maybe those are backups just in case, I don't know, they fall off. Or if there's actually a slightly different grip to each of them. I'm not really sure, and I haven't been patient enough to check that out yet. But, I'm so angry. Anyway, let me go ahead and get that sorted out. Got the sword. Let me find that sleeve. I'll find that later. Anyway, I'll sort out the arm thing here in a minute. I want to get into the other accessories real quick. She does not come with any spare arm joints, unfortunately. I'm just going to pop the arm back on, and I'll go find the sleeve here in a minute. You know what, that's going to be a hassle. Anyway, I'll look at that here in a second. Let's look at accessories. So another thing she comes with here is this is the little claw for the armature for the stand. Pretty easy to put together. You just snap this on top of the stand's arm, and then you'll just twist it about her waist, and it closes like a little hinge, like so. Let me see if I can open that up all the way or more. There we go, and then you just put the figure's waist inside it, and then, or leg, or whatever you want to clamp, and then just give it the good old, clamps. And there you go, and that'll hold her up, and so on. Okay, let me put that up. Yeah, really kind of irked with the arm thing. We'll sort that out. But just in case you don't want her arm constantly falling off, here she comes with a set of crossed arms. You can actually take off both arms. It shouldn't take too much effort. And you can pop these on, and she'll have just a single set piece. There's no articulation, obviously, of crossed arms, just for kind of a pose. And that could be cool. That could be cool. I might do that in lieu of the sword, just so I don't lose the arm part. Or this may go back in the box. I'm honestly not sure. Let me show you underneath the accessories I showed you a second ago with the faces and such. This is the stand arm. You would plug this base part into the base plate that I mentioned earlier, and then that has a hinge on it, so you can hinge this whole thing very, very much so. Then it has a hinge in the middle here, and of course you can, since this is a circular base, you can rotate it like so. And then you'd plug the little, let me get it, the little clamp, the clamps. You would plug into, I just like saying clamp, plug that into here, like that, and then you can clamp it onto the waist, you can raise it up, you can hinge it down, you can even turn it. I don't know why you would want to, but you can. You have lots of options. Yeah, it's a really good stand. It really is. I love their stands, and you just put this on the little base plate, which is in that package I haven't opened yet. And you can pretty much put them anywhere. I have a lot of these. The only weak point on these is that the little arms on the clamp tend to come off very, very easily. Not quite as easy as Sailor Uranus's own arms, but they do come off fairly easily. I'm just gonna keep talking about that arm. Anyway, so overall, I think this is a pretty good figure. I think the strength of the right shoulder joint leaves a lot to be desired, but the odds of you running into that same problem are, to be fair, decently low. That is kind of a, well, not decently low, they're decently high, but they're not certain. That is kind of something that, could happen to your figure, but also might not. Hopefully it won't. That would be great. I'm just trying to put the arm on right now until I can get the sleeve back. It's on my floor somewhere. So see, you have to have the sleeve on there, because without it, if you just try to put the arm on, then it just has this gap here that shows the joint, the little ball right there, and I'm sure that doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good, I can tell you that, versus, say, on this side. But the problem with the little sleeve is it clipses the joint so much, it's actually hard to get the arm to stay on it, because it just, it's sitting over it and makes it hard to push the arm with very much force. Right now, the arm's actually staying on pretty well. I can hold her up by it, but that sleeve gets in the way. So, kind of a tricky situation to end up in. But I think the figure is good, and I'm going to look into what I can do to fix the joint, and overall, I am pretty happy with it. Just be careful of the joints, be careful of those weak ball joint areas where, these are tiny pieces of plastic, and I understand that, so just be cautious of it, and I think you'll find that as a display piece, these Sailor Moon figures have never really been for rough play. They're display pieces. As a collector's item and a display piece, I think this holds up just fine. One more thing. I'm so sorry I didn't show you, and I wanted to. I mentioned that it had different face expressions you could put on it, and the way to do that is you actually remove the front piece of hair, like so. So that comes off, and this freaks me out. I don't like it. It weirds me out. You can actually grip the face. Let me grip you by your face, Sailor Senshi, and rip your face clean off. This is very dark for a children's series. But, it was the 90s. People were trying to be edgier back then. No, I'm kidding. And I need both hands for this. I can't be holding her hair and face at the same time. Okay, well, her face is actually stuck on there pretty darn good, but I don't want to scratch it or anything. But yeah, so good thing. The face isn't going to come off by accident anytime soon. But basically what you're going to do is, as you can see on the side here, you can kind of grip the face right around, I guess, the ears, and just peel it off. This one is actually really stuck, so there's another, on-the-fly sort of reviewing moment. But, okay, we'll leave her face alone. I don't want to break anything right now. Let me actually show you with Jupiter, who I have here. Let me put her hair back on. Sorry, Sailor Uranus. I'm sure you don't appreciate that. Let's get that hair back on. There we go. So we got the hair, got the face. She no longer looks like a, disassembled face head thing. Let me grab Jupiter real quick. Come here, Jupes. And I'll show you with her, because hers comes off a lot easier. Yet her arms are fine. So just pop the hair off. Then you take hold of the face, and you take it off, and you expose the hole in the head that is behind. I don't like it, guys. It freaks me out. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, so then you just put the new facial expression, or the same one, back on. You just take the hair piece and you snap it back in, and that kind of really holds the face in place a bit more. And there you go. It's that easy if you can get the face to come off. Hers, Uranus's, was pretty tight, I guess. I was just hesitant to say Uranus and tight in the same sentence. But, I did. But, so it's pretty stuck on there, but I'm sure I can get it in time. So yeah, decent figure, got a couple of flaws. I think it shows its age a little bit with kind of the weaker joints and the stuck face and all that. These aren't, they are not the newest figures out there. But is it a bad figure? No. Is it worth the full price of like almost $50? I'll let you decide on that one. Depends on how much you love Sailor Moon. But yeah, there you go. Thank you all so much for watching. Really quick, I just want to let you know, I am on a quest to get 100 subscribers to the YouTube channel, Sightless Senshi, and the first, if we can get me up to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. For that giveaway, if you are within that first 100 subscribers, then you will be standing a chance to win this leather case, which is full of these steel lockpicks. There are tension tools and lockpicks in here, and I will do a video of how to use them, and I might even throw in a Sparrow's training lock. So yeah, not related to action figures, but it is a giveaway, and I would be more than happy to give this away to one of my first 100 subscribers. So we're at 75 subscribers, I think, right now, so 76 maybe. So get me there, everybody, and I will get you a neat little set of lockpicks. Alright, well, everybody have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.